The world of Apple Silicon never stands still, and today, we're diving deep into the most anticipated desktop update of 2026, the Apple Mac Mini M5. If you thought the M4 generation was impressive, get ready for a significant leap. This isn't just a spec bump, it's Apple doubling down on the future of compact, high-performance computing. Here on Tap Tech, we cut through the noise and deliver the authentic analysis you need. The question on everyone's mind is, of course, the release date. Based on the most reliable supply chain and analyst reports, the M5 Mac Mini is firmly expected to land around mid-2026. This follows Apple's established pattern of staggering their desktop releases after the initial M5 MacBook launches, which are anticipated in the first quarter. While late 2025 rumors occasionally surface, all signs point to Apple using the first half of 2026 to introduce the M5 Pro and M5 Max chips in the Mac Mini and Mac Studio lineup, ensuring the desktop update is a significant one, not just a base chip refresh. So, if you're planning your next major upgrade, think mid-year 2026. This is the timeline that makes the most sense for a cohesive Apple desktop strategy, especially when considering the next generation components inside. Now, let's talk about the upgrades and new features, starting with the engine itself, the M5 chip. This new silicon is rumored to be built on an even more refined version of TSMC's advanced 3nm process, which translates directly to two things: a noticeable jump in raw power and even greater power efficiency. The base M5 Mac Mini will likely feature a 10-core CPU, potentially configured as 6 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores, and a 10-core GPU, which is an expected sequential increase. However, the more exciting prospect is what's coming to the M5 Pro variant. We anticipate the M5 Pro will feature a more substantial core count increase, perhaps a 12-core or 14-core CPU, and a GPU with 20 or more cores. Crucially, the unified memory bandwidth is rumored to see a significant uplift, pushing well beyond the M4's 153 GB per second, which is absolutely vital for creative professionals working with high-resolution video and complex 3D models. But the biggest story in the M5 generation isn't just speed, it's artificial intelligence. Apple is heavily investing in what they call Apple Intelligence, and the Mac Mini M5 is set to be a cornerstone of that push. The neural engine is getting a major overhaul. While the core count might stay around the 16-core mark for the M5, the processing power of those cores is rumored to be drastically increased. Some leaks suggest up to a 40% jump in AI and machine learning tasks compared to the M4. For the user, this means faster on-device processing for features like live transcription, real-time video editing effects, advanced photo manipulation, and sophisticated predictive typing across macOS. This is the quiet killer feature. The machine learning uplift will make the M5 feel fundamentally smarter and more responsive in daily use, especially as Apple's software takes full advantage of this new hardware. Let's move on to the connectivity and ports, an area where desktop Macs are often held to a higher standard. The M4 Mac Mini already added front USB-C ports, and we expect that to continue. However, a major rumor gaining traction is the inclusion of Thunderbolt 5 on the higher-end M5 Pro and M5 Max configurations. Thunderbolt 5 would offer a massive leap in data transfer speeds, up to 120 gigabits per second in each direction, which is a dream come true for users with external SSDs, high-end display arrays, or those working with vast amounts of data. This also directly impacts display support. The M5 Mac Mini is expected to significantly push the boundaries here, potentially supporting up to 3 high-resolution external displays simultaneously, a necessity for pro users, including the ability to drive an 8K display at 60 Hz or a 4K display at a blistering 240 Hz. Furthermore, the inclusion of Wi-Fi 7 is a near certainty, bringing a new generation of low-latency, multi-band network connectivity. This means faster downloads, smoother streaming, and more stable performance even in busy network environments. What about the design? For those hoping for a radical aesthetic change, the consensus among trusted sources is to manage expectations. The Mac Mini received a subtle internal redesign with the M4 generation for better thermal management, and Apple typically maintains a desktop form factor for several chip cycles. The M5 Mac Mini is widely anticipated to maintain the same compact, small square aluminum chassis, but the internal thermal architecture will be another key upgrade. The M5 Pro and Max chips are more powerful, so to maintain Apple's signature quiet operation, we expect the cooling system to be further refined with more efficient heat dissipation to handle the increased sustained performance loads. The design philosophy here remains desktop power in a tiny footprint, but with professional-grade longevity under heavy load. Finally, the price and configuration. While no official numbers are available, Apple rarely lowers the price of its successful product lines. The base M5 Mac Mini is likely to start at the current entry point of around $599 to $699. However, we expect to see an increase in the base unified memory, potentially moving to 16 GB as the standard, even on the entry-level machine, reflecting the growing demands of modern operating systems and the push for AI features. The M5 Pro variant, which will be the real workhorse, will likely start above the $1,000 mark, offering configurations with unified memory up to 64 GB and SSD storage options climbing as high as 8 TB. This is a machine that's being tailored to serve as a high-performance hub for the modern, AI-centric home office or studio. The Mac Mini M5 is shaping up to be the compact desktop for the next era of computing. It's an efficient powerhouse with a chip designed not just for speed, but for on-device intelligence, backed up by next-generation connectivity like Thunderbolt 5. The mid-2026 release window gives you time to plan, and the expected upgrades confirm that this will be one of the most compelling professional-grade value propositions in the entire Mac lineup. And that's the complete, authentic breakdown of everything we know about the Apple Mac Mini M5. For the latest tech deep dives and authentic specs, you're already in the right place. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Tap Tech.